Hi everyone, Maxine here with Tink and I Treasures. Welcome to my studio. Today we are continuing with our fall themed journal, and in the last video we pieced together this patchwork, this collage if you will, of fabrics, and I added some laces on some of these seams around here. These little medallion type. I don't even know what you would call them. Trim, I guess. I added some trim along the bottom here, and I stitched all the way around. And then in amongst all the ends, I stitched all the way around. I don't think you could see it any better from this back side, but yeah, the stitching is definitely there. So now we're going to, now that the cover is done, and I really like how this turned out. What do you think? That would be the front. And yeah, I think it's really pretty. So now what we need to do is start putting together papers and stuff for the inside. And think about a closure. I think I have an idea for what I want to do with that, but I have something to share that I just happened across. I'm going to remove this mat because I think that might have a problem with you being able to see what I want to show. Okay, now here is a digital that I printed out. It's just on normal paper. I printed both sides of it, and you know, it's pretty, but I happened upon something. Now I'm not sure, I'm sure someone else has discovered this. I don't claim to have made this big discovery, right? But I had a digital that I printed out that I had forgotten about, and I printed out a recipe. And when I got the recipe off the printer, that digital was underneath of the recipe. So I took that, you know, those pages, and I laid them on the kitchen counter. Well, the kitchen counter must have had a spot of grease or something on it. So when I picked up, you know, the recipe to look at it, I discovered I had a digital that was underneath the pile. And there was this spot that was translucent. And I thought, huh. And I figured there must have been grease or something on the counter. And I thought, I wonder. So the only oil I have in the house is olive oil. If you have really cheap, you know, vegetable oil or something like that, that would probably be a better thing to use. But I just have olive oil. So I took some olive oil, and I started, you know, I poured some on the digital just like this, and started with a paper towel and started wiping, you know, the oil, wiping the oil, pouring a little bit more, and wiping the oil until the whole thing was saturated. And look what I have. Can you tell the difference? I wonder if you can tell the difference. Look at that. This is translucent, somewhat, anyway. And I think it gives this about the same result as, you know, melting wax and doing that method where you take the little wax pellets and you on iron and you melt the wax on it. I think this gives the same result, only this is not waxy. And I took a paper towel and dabbed up, you know, the extra on the front and the back, and it at first I thought, oh well, this is going to be oily, but guess what? It dried and it's not oily. It doesn't have that waxy feel to it, but it definitely, I don't know if you can tell that, but it definitely has the translucent quality, and it is so much more vivid. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, but it is just so much more vivid, and it's just amazing. And like I said, I'm sure I'm not the first one to discover this, but you know, if you want to get paper that has that translucent look and you don't want to fool around with the wax pellets, which, you know, they are kind of expensive to buy, get yourself some, you know, cheap vegetable oil. And, you know, like I said, I used olive oil. I don't see why there would be a difference in the result between olive oil and, you know, vegetable oil. At first, it had, you know, kind of a strong olive oil smell, but now, because it's dried, it's not as prevalent. Although I can still, you know, I can still pick up a little bit of the olive oil smell. But anyway, it's just something I wanted to share. I thought it was rather interesting to discover this. So anyway, let's move on. So I have printed out some digitals that I thought had kind of a autumn vibe to them. They're from different digital kits. I can't even tell you what ones they are. I'm sorry. I have no idea. I just went through my digital kit library and just picked ones here and there that I thought looked, you know, like autumn to me. And then I printed again on the back. Oh, those have that. There's that one. There's that one. So yeah, I just printed some plain types on the back of all of these. That. Of course, then I have this lovely, which wasn't, you know, this wasn't going to be the first page. I was going to have, let's see, I printed one on card. All these are printed on just copy paper, except for one. I printed this one. I printed on cardstock because I was going to use this as the front page, but I'm going to use this one. That's so pretty. So I'm going to use this one as the middle page, of the middle of the signature. So I'm going to fold it this way, because that one's going to be the middle. Let's see. Okay, this one is going to be front page. I just can't get over how pretty this is. You know, I don't do that wax method very often because I don't like the waxy feel of the paper afterwards. And some areas get more wax than other areas, and it just feels like a glob of wax to me, and I don't particularly care for it. So, you know, I don't do that method very often, but this is amazing. It's not oily feeling at all. Seriously. So try it. Give that a try. I think it's brilliant. And like I said, I'm sure I'm not the first one to discover that. I'm going to go this way with this one. This is so pretty. I wish I could tell you what digital kits these are from, but I have no idea. And yeah, I just have no idea. I just have this file of digital kits, mostly on my phone. Some I've tried to transfer to my laptop, you know, to get them off my phone, but it's just so convenient, right, to have them on your phone, because then I can just send them to the printer. You know, scroll through and send them to the printer. But yeah, once they're not named, unfortunately. I wish designers would name their files to where you could tell who they are. But most of them don't. Most of them just have this number that means nothing, right? So you don't know the name of the kit, the digital kit. You don't know the name of the designer. Unless you print them out and put them in a folder and, you know, name the folder. Put it, you know, write a name on the folder. Which, you know, it's not that I haven't tried doing that, because I have. And I have 2 containers under my table to attest to the fact that I have tried to do that. But yeah, sometimes it just falls to convenience, you know, and what you have space for. And, you know, I have space on my phone. I've got more space on my phone to keep digital files than I do actual space of printed out ones. So anyway, let's gather up some more papers. Oh, where did I put them? I have all kinds of papers around here that I keep. So these are some just writing paper, I guess, is what it is. It's kind of an off-white color. I haven't tried tea or coffee dyeing this paper yet. But yeah, it's just, this is what it looks like. I don't even remember where I picked it up from, to tell you the truth. Okay, so what else do we have here? Writing pad. Well, this is neat paper. Kind of like it. It's got the lines on the one side and the grid on the back side, so I think that might be fun for a person to have in the journal as a alternative. And let's, oh boy, I've got things piled up everywhere. I tell you, when you have a small space, really tricky because, oh, there we go, everything's falling. You do one thing and everything else, you know, you got an avalanche of things falling. So let's get out our wonderful papers here and see what we can find. I think, I don't know. I don't think I want to fill this one up with a lot of old papers and things like that. I think I want, you know, like I have book pages. I think this is French that I copy dyed. They're fun, but I don't think I want that in this journal. I think this journal I'm going to have some coffee dyed paper. Put in some straw paper. That's has an autumn look color to it, don't you think? So yeah, I can put in some straw paper and boy, it looks like I'm gonna have to do some more coffee dyeing. I'm getting down to not very many. Oh, that's a shame. I don't, you know, I just, copy dyeing paper, I mean, I love the results, but the whole process is quite exhausting. These I dyed, I don't remember what I used. Whatever it was, it turned out this kind of yellowy color, so, but that looks, you know, autumn to me, so we'll use those. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna put old book pages or anything like that in this journal. I'm gonna have it more of a writing journal, I think. Of course, we'll decorate some of the pages. Of course, we have to do that, right? But overall, I think I just want this to be a writing journal, or whatever, you know, whatever a person wants it to be. I mean, they could, you know, decorate pages themselves, or, you know, add pockets and tuck in photos and letters and other memorabilia. So how are you guys today? I hope you're all doing well. I want to say hi to those that have left some very nice comments. I really appreciate it. And hopefully you're letting, you know, other crafters know about my channel. I like to have a lot of people joining me on this journey of discovery. Learning new things. And doing what we love to do, huh? Crafting, making journals. has a this looks like it might be longer. Hope it's not wider, taller. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so I have learned to embrace papers that are longer because you can always fold them back and make a little tuck spot. Okay. Yeah, I'm quite happy with how that cover turned out. I think it looks really neat. You know, it has the feel, the vibe of autumn without, you know, an in-your-face autumn type. I don't do Christmas journals. I've done a winter themed journal. In fact, there's one in my Etsy shop. It's actually a bundle. And there's not very many pictures in the Etsy shop, but I believe there's a link to the video where I showed the collection. Anyway, it's all handmade. And there's even a pair of earrings that goes along with it. And there's a winter, I think it's Winter is Magic. And there's a journal and a memory keeper album and a pair of earrings that I made. So it's a bundle of, yeah, and it's Winter is Magic theme rather than Christmas. I think it has some Christmas type elements in it, but mostly it's blues and whites and silvers, and it has birds and things like that. It's not so much Christmas, it's just winter. Okay, so, all right, that's our middle. That's our cover. Are you in camera? Are you in frame? Yes. Okay, that's our middle. That's our cover. Those are those pages. I really like this. Grid paper. I think that's fun. Hopefully people enjoy having that in their journal. Do different things with that. So there's those papers. There's a coffee dyed and a straw paper. Coffee dyed, coffee dyed, coffee dyed, and these little index cards, and then we have our printed digitals. Okay, so I'm going to start with the cover and just start adding pages. That's pretty. I wonder what it would look with the straw paper behind it. I think I like this one. Or maybe, I wonder, no, how about this one? If he died. Oh, it shouldn't be that hard, right? Just put the pages in. No, I think I like this one. It's brighter. So that paper is just a little bit quite as tall. That's all right. We got a little bit poking out here. And what you can do, well, you could always cut it off, right? But what you can do, I mean, that little bit isn't going to be enough for anything. But you could fold it back more. You know, there's no rule that says the paper has to go clear to the edge. So you can fold it back like that. And glue down the top and bottom and make that a tuck spot. Okay, so onward. Let's see. Coffee dyed. My precious straw paper. I don't have a whole lot of that either. It's what Rachel sent me from Italy. And yeah, you can't find it anywhere else. At least I haven't been able to. So, let's see. What do we want next? I'm going to get some of these in there. Which way is that going? I think that should be going that way. There's that one. Let's put another one of these. There. That's pretty, isn't it? I love that. That one. Okay. Nope. Where are we? Nope. Wait a minute. Okay, where's the middle now? Oh my goodness. There it is. Oh. Okay, so, alright, we have one of those. Well, let's get some of these in here. And, coffee dyed. This is going to be kind of a big signature. I always go overboard. But, you know, I like having them. I like having a nice amount, you know. I like having a nice full journal for somebody, you know. You know, some people just, you know, they kind of count pages and they put in like 12 or something like that. And I don't count them. I don't have a particular process or recipe for what pages go where, or, you know, anything like that. I certainly don't have a set amount of pages that I put in. Let's see here. What do we have? I do like to spread them out a little bit, though, you know, on what kind of papers I'm putting in. And we may not get everything in here, too. Let's see. Oh, that's that. Let's get one of these. Huh? Let's see. Straw paper. I had that for a while. I think I'm getting to the end, so I want to make sure I get ones that I really liked in here. Yeah, there's nothing that says I'm going to use everything I printed out, that's for sure. Put that against that. That. Another one of those. Coffee dyed. And the middle one. Well, that is a nice thick one, isn't it? Okay, so now I just need to figure out the size. And I don't know, I suppose. I don't know, should we put in sew in the signature first? And deal with this afterwards, or deal with it now? I think I want to deal with it now. Let's see. Get out some little thingies. I don't know if that's going to help. Okay, so that one we folded back. This rice paper is always longer. So I'm going to fold that one. I don't like cutting the rice paper because it's precious. So fold that back. That one is just a scotch too big, so I might cut that. And let's see, fold this one back, going the other way. I wish there was a way to keep, you know, this kind of thing from happening. But it's hard to know, right? It depends on where you put your papers. So it's not like you could gradually cut your papers down a little bit shorter and a little bit shorter unless you knew exactly what order they were going to go in. You know, then you could, but if you don't know what order they're going to go in, that makes it kind of rough. I'm going to have a lot of folded papers on this one. I think it makes, you know, for nice tuck spots. Place to put things. I like to have a lot of space in my journals, not just for writing, but, you know, for tucking in mementos and things like that that you want to keep. Maybe you had a, you know, a day at a day out somewhere and you have ticket stubs or parking stubs or I don't know, something like that that you want to, you know, kind of write about the day and maybe tuck in photo from the day, or, you know, maybe you picked up a postcard. I do that a lot when we go somewhere, like museums or, you know, just destinations, you know, and they have postcards of the place. I like to pick up a postcard or two because, well, they're inexpensive And they're usually a lot prettier than whatever picture I could take, right? And yeah, so I like picking up a postcard or two from the area and just put in with my keepsakes. So, where are we with this now? Okay, so yeah, it's going to have to be trimmed down. And I'm not going to do that on camera because it is a... it's a mess. It really is a mess. And I do not do a good job with it. You know, you see people and they take out their ruler and their straight edge and they just go down like that, like butter, and it all seems to just work out. Well, I have not found that to be true. It's not, it doesn't go that easily or well for me, and it's kind of a mess, and it takes a lot of finagling to get it to, you know, end up looking nice. So yeah, I'm not going to do that on camera. But so we got the start of our journal, and got the cover of our journal, and that's going to go in there like that. And yeah, this is nice. I am, so far I am really liking where this journal is going and how it's going to turn out. So we will pick it up next time. I will have these pages trimmed down to where they need to be, and I will probably sew the signature into the journal, just because I don't really like doing that on camera either. and you've seen that done so many times before that, you know, there's no point in using our time together for that. So until next time, take care of you, love each other, and I'll see you again. And thank you so much for joining me. Please like and subscribe if you haven't. Bye.